Michael Jordan is ready to make a move for his Charlotte Hornets basketball team, but with a caveat. So we already know Michael Jordan has done business with Russell Westbrook in the past, as Russ throughout his career has been associated and assigned to the Jordan brand. Well, maybe, just maybe, there's an opportunity with Russell Westbrook seemingly making himself available in Houston. There is a report in the atmosphere that Michael Jordan now wants to bring Russell Westbrook in to that Charlotte Hornets ball club as their starting point guard going forward. But we're hearing that Michael Jordan doesn't want to give up the third pick in the draft. Now, Michael Jordan, in my estimations, is the greatest basketball player of all time. The moves that he's made and he's instructed his general managers to make in the past few years have been questionable at best. Some of the draft picks that the Charlotte Hornets have taken have been suspect at best. So again, Mike making a trade to bring in a star, that's not really his style, but Russ is his guy. I mean, Mike, outside of Kobe, Mike has the utmost respect and admiration probably for Russell Westbrook over any other athlete. He loves Russ. Now, to me, it's like, you can tell me you love me all you want, but it's actions with me. Mike could easily get Russell Westbrook if he offers Charlotte the third pick in the draft. I believe the Rockets, they swallow their pride and make the move and go draft a big, right? Or draft someone to start their rebuild. But, Mike ain't willing to do that. And I'm not mad at Mike in this regard. I'm going to call the bluff on the Houston Rockets. See, we're watching this James Harden situation play out, and I'll keep you guys up to date on that one as well. If James wants out of Houston, if he's ready to blow this thing up with that Rockets organization, and you lose James, there's going to be no incentive to keep Russell Westbrook around. No incentive. No incentive at all. So if you're going full rebuild, at some point, I think Russell Westbrook will become a very reasonable bargain player. Like, the market for James Harden and Russell Westbrook are significantly different. James Harden is looked at as a top 5, top 8 player in the game right now. Russell Westbrook is looked at a guy who once was a top 15 player, but he's fading. And, I still have Russ right outside of my top 10, but he's fading. He's fading, and it's happening quickly. And it's not just him fading as a player. He's still incredible, but it's his personality that never caught up with his talent. And just that selfishness deep down on that has made him the great Russ that he is, an MVP and what he's averaged a triple-double 3 years. I think it's part of that selfishness that makes him such a great talent that also probably doesn't make for the best teammate and made it difficult for guys to get along with Russ. I mean, look at Russ. There have been a lot of All-Stars and some Hall of Famers attached to Russ's name. Off the top of the head, I mean, we got James Harden, Kevin Durant, Victor Oladipo, these are a lot of talented guys. Paul George, just off the top of the head, that have all played with Russell Westbrook, and there are no championships to show with Russ alongside of you. Not blaming him for all of that. I'm just saying it is what it is. So for Mike to say he wants Russ, and that is out there, but to not be willing to give up that number 3 pick, it's kind of like you tell your girl you love her, but you ain't bought her flowers in a year. It's kind of like telling your man you love him, but you ain't cop him that new PlayStation 5. Like, do you really love me? Like, do you really love me? I think that's what's going on right now. I don't know if Russ gets traded or not. I have no idea. First off, this James Harden situation has to get handled. Whether the Rockets opt to keep him or not, that's the priority, because James Harden is getting frustrated like right now. Like, it's happening in real time right now. So that get played out first. And then I see, whatever James wants, if he wants to keep Russ around, the Rockets want to run it back. I don't know why. I'm not running nothing back with the Rockets until they get a big man. They need a center. Not P.J. Tucker, not Tyson Chandler, not Daniel House. They need a real center. All right? So we'll see what happens with the Rockets, but Michael Jordan does want Russell Westbrook just with an asterisk by it. Just if I can get him for a couple of second-round picks and maybe a first in a few years, maybe we'll do some business. But apparently the Rockets don't want, or the Hornets don't want to give up the third pick in the draft, in which it'll likely be either LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman, or Anthony Edwards, whoever's available for the Hornets at 3. I'm out.